Hi friends, Tracy.bish here, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Central Victoria, Australia. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another alternative for paper pumpkin. These are the 3 designs that you can do with the Bikes and Blooms paper pumpkin kit. I've made the 3, but then we're going to make some alternatives. Now this is the second alternative for the month, and I made a little cute treat box out of a card base. This one's going to be an easel card, which funnily enough, next month's paper pumpkin kit is a birthdays easel kit, so super fun. So I'm starting off with a piece of crushed curry cardstock. This is half a piece of A4 and I've just scored in the middle, so a normal size card base here in Australia. I'm using that large bike die to decorate this one today, and then I'm just folding that piece in half, so quite literally halved and then quartered one side of the card, and that's going to create that easel fold. Make sure you use your bone folder, get nice crisp score lines, so super fun. So that's the basis of the card. Now I've got 2 pieces of basic white. Now these are just the regular basic white. They measure, let's have a look, 3 7/8 by 5 7/8. I've got one for the inside of the card. Actually, the inside piece is basic white, just the regular, and then the top piece that I have there, that's going to be part of the front of the card, that it's actually basic white thick, just because it's going to sort of hold those layers. I'm using a retired DSP that I have in my stash. I wanted a nice background design for the bike card, so I've gone with the Meandering Meadows DSP. Now this is a great set, and I've actually used that this month already in one of my Tracy's Sunday challenges, and I think it's a great background to use on your cards. So have a look what you have in your stash, and I'm sure you have a scenery DSP that you can use in lieu if you don't have this one. So the main thing is just working out what the design is behind you. I wanted something with yellow, it didn't have to be crushed curry, but it had to be, you know, some sort of yellow in there to sort of tie it all together. Okay, so this DSP piece is 6 by 6, and we're going to cut this down to 3 5/8 across by 5 3/8, and that's going to give a nice little border around on the inside of that basic white thick border piece or matting, and will go on the front of the card. Now I'm going to come back with another piece of this DSP, that same design, and we're going to add a piece for the set inside of the card as well. But that's where I wanted it, that's where I'm happy with. So let's add some adhesive to these 2 panels and we can pop them 2 together. So I'm trying to sort of put everything together as we're going, but yeah, I really love how this card turned out. Okay, so for the mechanism of the that bicycle on the front, we're going to be using window sheet. Now, if you don't have window sheet, Stampin' Up! Does sell window sheet, but if you don't have any, you can use hard plastic from packaging as well. So we're just going to add that inside basic white sheet, and you know, look how quickly this card comes together. Honestly, so fast. And we might as well add the front piece as well. Now you're only going to add glue to that bottom part, so I've just popped it down, made sure I had an area where I knew it was not going to go past that score line, and we're only adhering the bottom piece, otherwise there's not going to be a easel card, it'll all be attached. So just making sure that that's nice and level. So if you haven't noticed, or you haven't been part of my channel before, each month I'll do an unboxing of paper pumpkin, then we'll put together the projects in the kit, one of each of the designs, and then I'll add some videos with some alternatives. So I really hope that you'll hit that subscribe button and come and see the alternatives, as well as me putting the cards together for the kit. I love putting alternatives forward for you, and I've got quite a few videos coming out with alternatives for this month. So I've just grabbed another sheet of that 6 by 6 paper, and we're going to need an inside piece that's going to measure 3 5/8 by 2 1/2, and that's going to be like our stopper area once we open that easel card. So this this card, I'm also using the add-on dies. So because this is our 3rd month of Paper Pumpkin here in Australia, it's worldwide now. It used to only be available to US and Canada, but because we've had it, this is our 3rd month, and we were able to purchase add-on dies that went with the April, May and June's kit. So I'll be using those dies on this card, but next month's kit, there will be new add-ons for the next few months of the kits as well, so July, August and September, and I'll talk a little bit about those kits as we go along. So I have that piece of DSP 3 5/8 by 2.5. I'm just going to glue that down to the inside piece of the card, making sure I've got it up the right way. That would be funny if I had it the wrong way, wouldn't it? Just trying to work out what way's what. And we'll add a sentiment on the inside as well. That's going to be where the stopper sits as well, and we're going to add that sentiment piece with one of the die cuts in the kit. So as you can see, all we've used so far is really that main die cut of the bike. Okay, so now we've got the window sheet. Now this window sheet measures 1 inch by 1.5 inches, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch on each increment. So 1/2, 1, 1.5. Yeah. So yeah. Okay, and this is actually a little bit longer than I need, obviously. So this is going to create that little square once we added some tear and tape to it, and it's going to go behind the wheel of the bicycle to make it pop up. Now with this die cut piece, there is a second die cut with the little leafery and the basket, and you can pop that up if you'd like. I've left it plain rather than stamping any flowers. I've taken the dies and we're going to be decorating it that way. So I thought if I leave some more of the die cut pieces, then I can make some more cards later on. So I'm just adding a couple of pieces of tear and tape to the tab piece and joining them together, so it creates a little see-through box. We're going to attach that to our die cut and our card, and it's going to sit on there beautifully. And honestly, tear and tape, I think, is one of those adhesives that nothing's going to fall off it, nothing's going to fall apart on it. And I highly recommend having tear and tape in your stash, especially if you're going to do, 3D projects or, fun folds. So it's really, really important. So if you're not already subscribed to Paper Pumpkin and it's something that you are looking at and thinking, yeah, I would love to get in on this, you can go over to my website, www.tracy.bish.stampinup.net, and have a look at the Paper Pumpkin subscription there. Right now you can subscribe for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months and 12 months, I think it is, or you can pay as you go, so pay each month as you go. Now you only have till the 10th to sign up, so the 10th of July is the cutoff date for July's kit. After the 10th, so if you actually purchase a subscription on the 11th, you'll be getting the following month, so you'll be getting August's kit. Now next month's kit, July's kit, is all easel cards. They are birthday cards, so I think this is going to be a great one to be able to get a lot of people purchasing, because we all need birthday cards, and these are fun fold easel cards for birthdays that people are going to absolutely love. And I'm super excited to be looking forward to doing some alternatives for it as well, because birthday cards are definitely the best, one of the most amount of cards that you'll go through in the year. So here I've got some crushed curry cardstock. Now this is just scraps out of my scrap bin, and I'm taking the add-on dies, the wonderful scenes dies is what they're called, and I'm just die cutting some flowers. Now you can only purchase the add-on dies if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, so if you get on and subscribe now for next month's kit, you can actually purchase these set of dies straight away, and you can also each month purchase refills for the kit. So your kit comes with everything you need, including adhesives, your stamp, your ink, and then all your paper pieces, so your envelopes, your die cuts, any embellishments, any ribbons, all those things come in there. For your very first kit, you'll also get an acrylic block, so a stamping block. But yeah, if you go through that kit and you really like that kit, then you can purchase the add-on. Oh no, what is it called? It's an additional kit which has everything except for the there you go, subscribe now to Paper Pumpkin. It has everything except for the stamp and the ink spot. So all the adhesives and paper things are all part of that. So I'm just adding all those gorgeous little flowers to that little basket there, and I love how that turned out. That really pops with the yellow. And although the coordinating colour for this kit is crushed curry, I don't know, that yellow on the bikes are always a little bit, and even the card front is a lot subtle. So it's sort of like a in between crushed curry and a daffodil delight, not quite there. So hopefully, if you're watching this as the premiere, I'm in the chat section right now, so head on over to the chat and say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're not watching it as the premiere, you're watching it a little bit later on, please leave me a comment and let me know that you're watching and where you're watching from. I love to find out where everyone's watching from. Okay, so I've just added that little cylinder with the window sheet down, and that gives it a great pop-up. There was a little bit left over, or a little bit of that die cut that was sort of peeking over the side, so I've just turned it over and cut that off. And you know, that's turned out so well already. I've brought in some little basic white butterflies. So in that die set there is flowers, butterflies, a firework, the word wonderful, and a signpost. So I've used the flowers and the butterflies in this, and we're just adding those white butterflies down, which, you know, I don't know whether I've seen white butterflies, only white moths, but I liked how it just sort of popped off the page there as well. So I've got that little label that's in the kit, and we're going to stamp that in crushed curry ink, and use the sentiment best wishes from the stamp set. And then I'm going to mat that with just that scrap piece of crushed curry that I had. So we'll adhere that down and then cut around it. The crushed curry piece ended up being 2 3/8 by 7/8 of an inch, but you know, cut it down to however you like it, because we're using that die cut. That's the perfect measurements if you want to do it that way. Okay, so we're nearing the end here. I think I've given you all the measurements. Don't forget to subscribe to the Paper Pumpkin if you haven't already, because, you know, not only am I doing alternatives, there are many demonstrators doing alternatives, so you're going to get lots and lots of ideas each month to use that kit to be able to think outside the box and create some really wonderful cards and projects. Now, I do use a few little things here and there out of my stash, but honestly, you can use what's in your stash as well. You know, a little bit extra cardstock here and there, maybe a DSP if the kit doesn't have a lot of DSP in it. And this one really doesn't. It's got some striped design on the envelope, so not too much. And there we have a beautiful easel card. I have popped up that sentiment as well, and it will sit there nicely. Now, I've just brought in a few more of the butterflies, and we're going to pop one on the inside piece as well. So I've got some graphics that I want to share with you for the next 3 months. Paper Pumpkin kits that are coming out, and they will come on really soon, and I'll be able to tell you what each one is. We only get little sneak peeks at the kits each month. We don't really know what's in it or anything like that, so I can't really Can't really tell you anything other than next month is the easel cards, which is what we're creating here, and you're gonna love the that it's a birthday kit. So for July we have the Hooray for Birthdays, and that's going to come up in just a second. I hope you've loved this card. Hooray for Birthdays is July. August is Kindred Greetings, which has got that great die cut there. And then September is the Aspens of Gratitude. So really, really nice. I really hope that you've enjoyed today's project. I've got more coming up really soon. I would love it if you gave me a thumbs up. Hit that share button to your friends and family. Subscribe if you haven't already, and leave me a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. I so appreciate all your time that you've spent with me today. I really hope that you've enjoyed the project, and I'll be back with another alternative for this month's kit in the next few days. Alright everyone, have a wonderful day. If there's any supplies you need from Stampin' Up, you can purchase them in my online store. There is a link in the description, and I'll see you all soon. Alright, bye!